DK is one of those people I had to convince for years to come on this interview. I didn't even tell him it was a podcast. I just said, come, let's talk.
She knew that if it was podcast, I'll not come. Oh well.
What's your problem with podcasts?
So many things, starting from here and here. And other things. I'm cool. Let's just go. Let's
do this. DK, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. I'm okay. I'm tired.
Tired from what exactly? You said you wanted money.
I wanted money.
Like,
but
how much
Lagos
do you need right now?
700 billion. Like 700 billion.
Dollars.
Okay. No, dollars is too much. I cannot control that one.
Okay.
If I go and rent submarine now and enter Titanic.
What?
But then again, just 700 billion naira is fine. I don't know what to do from there.
You know what to do from there.
Yeah.
You can manage.
Yeah, I'm alright.
DK, you're not one of the people that I respect so much. I know I don't tell you these often times, but you know, right here we need to be as open as we can. So I'm going to tell you. You're one of the people, you just hear it this time now because you might not hear it again. You're one of the people that I respect so much. And that's because of how and what you've been through. And we're going to be sharing that today. Are you ready? So tell me, you grew up with a family of 5?
Yeah, five children.
Yeah.
3 boys, 2 boys, including myself. That's 3, and 2 girls.
What position are you?
I'm second child.
But the first.
The first is a
son.
girl. I'm the first son and the second child.
Mm.
So the first is a girl. My elder sister, obviously.
Mm.
Then I have my immediate younger sister, which is older than my younger brother Ebuka, and then
there's DK.
the stubborn Chinedu.
Yeah, the
the last
superstar Chinedu.
yeah.
Oh my God! So tell me, how was growing up for you?
Long story. Is
Yeah.
there?
Stop that! Stop.
Well, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very long story, but then again, I'll try to arrange it as. So, life for me was crazy. I wouldn't say I experienced this suffering at a very young age, because my dad was like a workaholic. My dad was a hustler. So he does this my 12 kind of business. So there's what they call my 12 business. He has this truck that you put tomatoes inside. You transport tomatoes for all these local market women and men from Ijesha to my 12. So then I didn't know what life is, obviously. So my dad was always providing the littlest thing. It was not like
we had so much,
but he was providing the littlest things that he could provide for us, which was food, shelter, not money, but education. Through primary sector. He provided all those things for me and my siblings. So life was good. Life was really good, because there was nothing like nobody's worried. There was nothing like sickness. We were just comfortable, So we lived in a place in Ijesha, Sijuadi Street, number 39. It's a very popular compound.
Oh yeah, in
that area, in that street.
Was it like a barracks?
No, so it's trenches. You understand? So it's like one of the oldest places in Ijesha, Surulere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With that compound?
The compound itself
was very popular.
Very old, yes.
Oh.
So we're there and my dad moved in there, before he married my mom.
Okay.
So my dad had stayed there for like 30 years.
Wow.
My dad had stayed there for 30 years, but me, I think I was there for like 25 years, if I'm not mistaken, or 24 years.
Dad moved in there, got married there. Had you people there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, had everybody except my elder sister. My elder sister was giving birth to in the village.
Okay.
She's a village girl. So, yeah. So we lived there for a very long time.
All right, so let's talk about that kind of compound you were living in. Yeah. What was it like? Like, how many tenants nothing count how many people in that compound?
Yeah, so you can count. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Is it lie?
15, 16, 17, 18. So we're like 22
rooms.
So now, there were 22 rooms. Like, and it's not, there's no, like, upstairs. Upstairs. So where we stayed, so initially we were living downstairs.
Yeah.
and our downstairs is one room. So
Yeah.
one room, just one room. The bed is there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no specified kitchen. We had to create spots for kitchen. Like, it was a very local
Yeah.
house. So you know how crazy that house is. The house is crazy to the extent that if council, you know, this council, Lagos council people, they've dictated the house to be the oldest house in Ijesha at that point in time. So they said that they should demolish the house. They have been coming like years. They'll come years. They'll mark council. Us are the tenants will bring our paint and council.
What?
So we were like 24 tenants, if I'm not mistaken. And those 24 tenants,
They were all family people.
let's not even go to the family people side yet. Let's just say we have a few bachelors in the house and some spinsters, whatever we call them, right?
Yeah.
So the bachelor will definitely have probably their brother from the village that comes to stay with them, and probably their sister. The spinster might just have her friends come around. Now the family, one, like my dad now, he has five children. So already we're 7 in one room. So there's one old man that lives opposite us, like our neighbor. We call him Baba. So that one is just there with his daughter. The next house is a man and his wife with 3 of his children. The other man is a bachelor, but he just got married, you know. So every family has at least 3 or more children. Do you understand? So the house was populated with lots of people, lots of kids. It was never a boring compound because we were always, you know, ginger to do something. It was fun, you know, being in that kind of setting. Meanwhile, my mind has never in this life actually gone to doing comedy or whatsoever. I haven't really discovered myself. I was just into school and stuff like that. So living in that house was war. There were fights, you know, this unnecessary hate. It just looked as if my family was the richest family in that compound.
Wait. With your condition, people are 5. People were looking like the richest people.
Yes, because my mom is neat. My mom is a very neat woman. So, you know, you living in a public compound and living in a public compound, you sometimes you don't show it. Some people don't show it. I had a friend, my classmate rather, she's like the neatest student back then in secondary school. And she's fine, she smells good, she's very neat. But the day we went to her house, my house safe, I have hope, like I can bring people to friends. So it's that crazy that throughout my secondary school life, none of my classmates knew my house. Knew where I stayed. So there was even one time that one of my friends followed me, said, because I've already lied to them that my house is only 4 tenants. We're only 4 tenants, so our landlord stays upstairs and we had gates. We don't have gate to Ispaku, like we cross gutter to enter my compound. So he followed me that day from school, and there was a very beautiful house opposite our house. So and I pretended like I wanted to enter. Then one woman, Mama Omi, from my compound, I shouted, "Chukundi, you don't." So that stuff really casted me there, and I think that was my only, that's his name. He was the only person that knew where I stayed, you know. So, but then again, I was really, really ashamed of where I was staying. So the area did not really, I'm very happy that the area did not change me, because that area was somewhere that stars never came out from.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think like great
names
people
came out
names
of there.
because it was so useless. There was that area, you get loads of Yahoo boys from there, like boys that have done with secondary school, and what's their mindset? The next thing is Yahoo boys. So there was a leader of the Yahoo guy that time. I don't want to mention his name. He was really, really after me. Like then,
this is my next target. Let's train him.
No, not train. Like he wanted to sleep with me. So I feel like that is their form of
getting you into the,
not getting me into, probably for his favor or for his sake. You know, because the amount he offered me then I didn't even know what dollars rate was, but he would tell me he would give me $5,000. He have sent all the Yahoo boys in the area to find me, and I'm sure if he sees this, he will know that he's the one I'm talking about. So I didn't like answer. I didn't, because I never fell for it. I was never interested, even if my predicament was bad.
It was a lot.
Yeah. So after my secondary school, the next thing was life. You know, although I was still living with my parents, but life then, I was just thinking of the next step. I had these two friends, they're my guys in the streets then.
Wasn't Namdi on your same street?
No. So Namdi, me and Namdi met through school.
Okay.
Namdi has been me and Namdi, we did not even attend the same secondary school.
Okay.
But through all these football secondary school matches,
yeah.
so we met at the pitch. Then me and Namdi just became guys, like very, very good friends.
Your
But
house
I'll
was
come to that.
bad that you couldn't shoot.
I couldn't even shoot in my house. Now I'll come to that. Like I'll definitely come to that. But I'm just talking about the street life in Sijade. When we were in the streets, and then I wanted the next thing to do for me. I was like, oh, since Yahoo was the next thing, let me just.
Oh, you had it in your mind.
I had it
because
in my
something
mind.
that was you were used to.
So yeah, there was one guy that wanted to teach us then, like me and my two friends in the streets then. So he told us that what we need to get is laptop, something. He mentioned time. I don't understand those shit, but he mentioned so many things that we're going to get, and I was like, oh, okay. Then he wanted to teach us one evening. Opening his laptop, we saw. Opening his laptop. When he opened his laptop, the first thing we saw was one big, gigantic dick on. Like the site that he was using was a gay site and stuff like that.
Wow.
So I was shocked, but I just pretended like, oh, okay, what's the next thing? Yeah, no problem. But that stuff just changed my mind. I'm like, never in my life, because I can't. Like, I just can't. I could not even see it for a very long time. So that was I scrapped my mind from it. So afterwards I entered, I just changed my mind. I was like, my mom and my dad, they were indirectly already pressuring me that I need to work or blah, 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 or I should prepare, go to school, stuff like that. I entered, because there was a year when, I think it was 2016 or so, when I made up my mind that I think I want to play football. I discovered, because I've been playing football since I was like 8, but I never took it seriously until a certain age. Then I started taking the football seriously, but then again, there was no support. Although I went for a trial in Benin Republic, but when I went for the trial, I was among the players they picked. If a football club in Hertha's Berlin, their agent was around.
Okay.
So he gave me a soft copy of like an invitation letter. So all I had to do was just apply, and I had no idea what all those things were. So the only thing that stopped me was the fact that I couldn't afford a passport, which was 25,000 at that point in time. And the normal visa processing, which I feel as of then, it wouldn't even be up to 500,000.
But it was a big deal for you.
It was a big, I don't even have 50,000. I don't even have money. Like I was not working. So when that opportunity came, the opportunity went. It's not like we didn't try. My dad could not afford it at all. He could not afford it. So because he was still training my other siblings in school. So the opportunity came and the opportunity left. I reached out to my uncle then. My uncle did not help me.
The same uncle that owns
owns big shops in Mandalas. So he didn't help me. I had an opportunity to go to America to school. It did not help me. That one cost like 700K then. What he told me is that I need to hustle first. So like my dad could not even handle us again. That I had to now share his children. So my elder sister, they shared my elder sister to somewhere in Yaba to stay with one of my, I won't say family friend.
Yeah.
Then me and my younger sister, me and my younger brother, Ebuka, we were shared to my uncle's house that we stayed for like 2 years. And it was terrible. So from his house, I'm done with school. From his house, I'm always going to, I just decided to start going to Mandalas. So in Mandalas, like people know me there. I used to be on the street of Mandalas. Once I go there, I don't even have a shop, and I refused to work for my uncle, but I stayed with him. So I'll just probably go to some of my guys' shop, take bags, be on the street, hey, fine girl, you want to buy? Yeah. So I did that for like...
You used to call them like this?
Yeah, I used to call them.
You used to touch them?
No, I don't used to touch them. I don't have that mind, bro. I mean, I used to call them, like, sometimes I make sales, sometimes I don't. But my gain that day, I think the highest gain I made then was 5,000 naira, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I sold the levy bag for 30K. and the levy bag initially was
25.
25k. So 5k was my
How
gain
did you
then.
feel that day? Like,
I'm a biggest boy, and so stupid. Like when I go home, me and my friends just went out and went to go and play game. Like we all played game the whole day, and so that was how it is. There was no saving. I had no bank account. I was just this random guy that never knew anything about life. You know, even when I'm growing, but I just saw life as, like I even believe that I was never. I'm not mature to own a car. I just had the mindset that I don't think I'm ready to have a car. Like car will come later.
you just want to hustle, eat
I
today,
just want to
tomorrow,
so it
take
was
care of yourself.
yeah, it was crazy. So as life goes on, I was working in that Mandela's. So when I was working in Mandela's, my friend Nonso, he's now a show promoter, a very big show promoter in the East. Nonso now encouraged me that Dike, I'm funny, because among my peers, among my friends, I'm always making them laugh. So they're like, Dike, you are very funny. You need to start doing skits. Then Chris Clown, Adewe, like
The main thing.
my idol. Like anytime I see them on my Instagram, I didn't even have a phone. That's how crazy it is. I didn't have a phone, so my friend's phone was what I always use. So if I want to shoot, my friend comes and shoots with his phone, an Infinix Hot something. Then he'll shoot, edit it for me. Anytime he finish editing, I'll post it with his phone and log out my Instagram. So that was how I always do. Like I did that for like 3 months, and I was still working in Mandela's. I was not seeing any benefit in Mandela, but I just want to be going out and coming back. So I worked in Mandela's for about 6-7 months. Then I stopped. Then when I stopped, I felt like, I've arrived a bit, because I had like 5k, 7k in my
on a daily.
No.
Your account.
Not account, in my hand, because it's cash. I didn't have a bank account.
Okay.
So when I
so let me get you. You had 7k cash at hand. You now said that you're not doing Mandela's again.
Yes, big boy now. So I told you, like my mentality then was so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I literally didn't know. I felt like, my dad.
Yeah.
So, but then again, when I stayed home again for like 3 months, I started working in Silverbed so I started doing different things. I started working in Silverbed as a DJ. It's not like they were even paying me. So when they valued what I was doing there, because if you go to like ShopRite, or you'll be hearing all those music playing. I used to be the person playing with my phone, with my dad's phone. Then there was one of my Infinix small phone, then my dad's phone. So that I started using to, like, I'll just connect the auxiliary cord, play. At the end of the day, they'll pay me 500. It's not like every day, but some days
they feel like
they'll pay me 500.
Wow.
500 naira. So I'm always in my mind, I'm going to work, coming back. So that was what I did. I did that for like a month or two. Then I did this, these people that serve drink in wedding.
Yeah,
I did
waiter.
that. Yeah, I did waiter. So this was in the role of 2016, that period, and I was still doing my skits. So I kept on doing the content creating. I kept on just alone, because Nedu
wasn't there
yet. So I was doing it, and in that 2016, when I was working in Mandela's one day, that was when I got a call from Mandela's.
Okay.
My mom called. Is it my mom or my? I can't remember who called, but someone called my auntie. Then my auntie came to look for me and told me that they got a call. I said, "What is the call about?" Because it was not expected. They just told me that my dad vomited blood and stewed blood at his working place. That I need to come back, and the pressure was on me. Even if I have an elder sister, I'm still the guy. The pressure was on me. I was confused. I'm like, how come? This man ate very well this morning and left, so what's the problem? That was the genesis of my dad's sickness. Although my mom told me that when we were still younger, my dad bought this, I don't know what my dad bought from all these Hausa people, and when he took it, it messed up his system. Because that was the first time he vomited the blood, and I had no idea. So I think the thing resurfaced again. Years later in 2016, which was the year that my dad did his white wedding with my mom. So they've done traditional, but they've not done like the white wedding. So he promised my mom that he was going to do. So in 2016, that was early 2016. That was like early 2016, early 2016. I can't remember if it's March or April. So my dad, they called me. Then when I went to my dad working place, I saw my dad
On the floor.
on the floor. He was just weak, seated on the floor. Blood was everywhere. His jeans were messed up. I was asking him what happened. He himself, he was like,
Jeans,
he
oh.
doesn't know what happened and stuff like that. I'm like, oh wow. I was just surprised. Carried him to the hospital at FMC. FMC hospital in Costin. Ebute Meta, Costin. That was where carried him. So carried him there. They treated him. They gave him this medicine that's, they gave him the drug and his stool changed to normal stool. We went back home. My dad was okay for like throughout the whole of 2016. He did his wedding in October. He did his wedding. And before he did his wedding, his job, everything just ceased. Like there was nothing, So he got scammed because he got scammed by someone he helped back in the days. The person lied that he was in the US and he wanted my dad to come and start working in the US. And he lied.
Sent some money.
My dad sent money and messed him up too. So my dad struggled and struggled to do that white wedding. And he did the white wedding. It was a success. And after the white wedding, this was when the real struggle started. There was no work. My dad was not working again. So my mom had a kiosk in that Sijuade street that she sells all these biscuits, sweets, and all this stuff. So it was now from that one that we were now feeding. So in 2017, life goes on. Then I took that content seriously.
Yes, okay.
I took it seriously. Then
and you got a phone this time?
Yes, my auntie got me a phone, an itel phone, an itel. A small itel phone that could not even shoot what I wanted. Wow. So I started shooting my content. I got featured on Just Funny's TV series then, 9 to 5. That was the title of the series. I got featured on it, but it wasn't like it was a big deal for me because I'm seeing Just major people. I felt like I'm getting somewhere. Josh accepted me, which I will forever respect him for that. He really, really guided me through most of the things I do today. Yeah. So afterwards, my dad was not even sick. My dad was not sick again then, but this was now the early, like January, February, March, this period when I now did that Just Too Funny stuff. After the Just Too Funny TV series, then I noticed that money wasn't coming. So I now went to meet my uncle.
Then you wanted to work for him?
Yeah, and I started working for my uncle in Mandalas. So he was paying me 10,000
a month.
So meanwhile, there's no transport. It's just 10K. So, and I was not even calculating the fact that I was paying sometimes my mom gives me transport to go
to work.
Then then after I work, and I finally got a phone, like my desired phone. That was Samsung X5. That's what I got. I got Samsung X5. That was a very good phone for me to shoot and at least edit my videos to my taste. I stopped working. Then I did Brother Shaggy Oyinbo Say Challenge. Then that Brother Shaggy just came out, Oyinbo Say Challenge. I did Oyinbo Say Challenge. I came out second. I won 50,000. It was sent to me. I had 50,000. I shared it. I shared so much of the money to my family. So that warranted me to open a bank account. So I had to open a bank account. Then I had it. Then I spent all that 50,000. Like the money just went.
Lavished.
Yeah. But I was happy I gave my family. I gave my mom, I think I gave my mom 10,000 as of then. I gave my dad money, 10,000. I gave my siblings, I shared the money share. So after that year kept going by. So that was when I convinced Nnamdi, which is my friend, to help me start shooting content. So regardless of whatsoever, I just explained to him that my house is bad. I can't even do this there. So I was just doing content in Nnamdi's house, like without needle. Like I was just shooting random. I can shoot on the street or anywhere. My content is not. It was not like it was obviously not booming. I was not even expecting anything. So there was one. I was really desperate to be seen. Do you get? So I was really. So there was one time I wore pants. Like it was so embarrassing. I wore pants. Then I wore football socks and boots and bra and hair.
It's a lie.
Yeah. So I dressed so stupid. I was so desperate for that attention.
Yeah.
Then I did. I danced to penalty. Then Tunde not posted it.
Wow.
As of then, Tunde not had like 200 and something K followers, if I'm
At
not
that
mistaken.
time.
Yeah, so I was feeling like, oh, I'm popular. Funny African Pics posted it, you know. It was not like I was gaining followers, but the insult I was receiving there, then, like, in my mind, I'm popular, but I know at that time I don't even understand what dragging was, but I'm sure that there was, yeah, this guy, they were just saying, person boyfriend, you are such an embarrassment, you know, this kind of thing. But I didn't see it as that. I was just seeing that, oh, this is the next step. Oh, yeah.
Let's keep getting
Yeah, let's
controversial.
keep getting like that. So I did one again, but that one did not go where people were just saying, oh, this is retarded, you be stupid, blah, blah, blah. I left it because I was having comment. That time I had my first 100 comments, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it was just like that. You know, Namdi was helping me to shoot. So 2017, I kept on working. Then I stopped the work finally. Like I was not working there again. So that was when I got that same 2017. I got featured on one of Just Funny's viral video. Always be I've forgotten Kiki by Drake.
Okay.
He featured me. If you Google it, Just Funny's Kiki video. That Kiki, do you love me? Yeah, so he featured me and Bello Creb. So I got seen there, you know. I was happy that that was like another major breakthrough. You know. So I was with Josh. I mentored under Josh for about 2 years or so. You know, I got the good guy that I needed. Then 2018, I kept on shooting like my personal content. And meanwhile, I shoot every day. Like I don't stop shooting. I shoot like if I shoot from Monday to Saturday, every day I must shoot something. If I shoot, I edit it by myself. I post. If I shoot it, so I was consistent like that I was consistent from Monday to Sunday itself, because on Sunday I must post a picture. So that was how I was doing my Instagram. I was not really gaining followers until I think I was 10K or so, or 11K followers, and then I was doing a content about how mothers react when they slap their children. So when I did that, Nidu was playing, like it was a local compound. Like so it was, my compound is here, the compound is here. I was shooting in the next compound. So there was one guy I told one guy to help me hold camera then, Chibike is his name. So he helped me hold the camera. I was like, why don't I just do this content with a baby? Nidu was never in my mind. Like, Nidu was never a thought. I never thought of it. I just wanted to do it one-off, and I wanted to use another baby because I felt like Nidu was very stubborn there. I feel like he would not give me what I want.
What you wanted?
I don't know. But Nidu was just playing with sand. Like, I just called him. I said, you need to come. Please help me and do this. I explained to him that it was difficult because he could not even talk in the skit. He was too small. He started shooting content at the age of 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
So I just explained what he needed to do. So he just came, and then we did the content. I posted it. I was surprised. Cracks TV and Cracks TV
was the big thing at the time.
They posted the video. Funny African Pic posted. So Laugh Nigeria posted. I'm like, what? The comment I got was, don't stop doing content with this boy, please. We need to keep seeing this boy. I don't know why people loved him so much, even till today. I don't know why people love my brother so much like that. Like the reactions I got was not what I was expecting. That video gave me like about 500 comments. And over 30-something thousand views, because then it was not likes, but views. I was really impressed though. Then I continued, then I did another content with him. Everybody posted it again. I'm like, what is going on? My followers started growing. I got my first job of 10K. I'm like, what? Wow. I got another job of 15K. Then that was when it now looks as if something is trying to suppress me down.
Oh, okay.
Which was my dad's illness. It came up again. My dad became sick. In the middle of the night, my mom just woke me up that I should come. The bed was filled with blood. My dad vomited blood, stood blood. I'm like, okay. So early that morning around 5, there was one of our neighbor that drives keke. So we begged him to drop us somewhere. There's a limit where keke can drive to.
Inside the hospital?
No, like in the road. You know, keke is registered, so they can probably drive from Ijesha to Sople. So, but we just had to beg him that he should drive us to the hospital in Ebute Metta. So we drove in there. My dad stayed in the hospital for like 3 weeks. Then they treated him. They gave him the normal treatment. You know, in that space of 3 weeks, I can call my mom to come. I'll go back home.
They were shuttling.
Yeah, shuttling. So he will come. So my mom doesn't even stay there all the time because who will look after my siblings? Yeah. So my mom will just come and stay like the whole day. I will go back, pick up Nidu from school, go to Namdi's house, shoot about 3-4 videos, carry the videos, go back to the hospital, edit in the hospital, post in the hospital. So I kept on doing that for that period of time. So after my dad recovers from the hospital and is okay, 1 month or 2 months interval, the sickness reoccurs.
Wait. So, the first time you went to take your dad to the hospital,
yeah,
you took him to the same exact hospital?
Yes, the same. Time? Yes, FMC. Yes, we took him there. So they gave him the treatment that made him okay.
Yeah,
it was very okay.
Because this is 2 years later.
This is 2 years 2 years later. 2 years later. 2 years later. So it didn't really surface in 2017, but my dad usually goes for checkup and stuff like that. But it was okay. But in 2018, my dad would randomly. There was one day he even went to church because then there was one church that came out in our street opposite our house. So my dad just finished eating egusi soup that morning and he went to church. I didn't go to church that day. I was at home. I just saw someone that opened the door like zombie and fell down. The next thing, he vomited blood.
Wow.
So that was the day I even thought my dad would die. That was the day I thought he would die because he had already died safe. But my mom used her hand to hit his chest. Then it now looked as if he came back. So every 2 months, 1 month interval, that sickness would come. I kept on doing the same thing. So that hospital had to now reject him. They referred us to another hospital, which was Navy Hospital in VI. We went there to Navy Hospital. Meanwhile, from then, my dad had not stood. So my dad did not stool from 2018 till 2019.
Wait. At this time, my dad
this was during September, October.
From September of 2018
till like 2019, let's say March.
How was he doing it?
His tummy was just big. He didn't stool. So it was crazy that he couldn't stool. Anytime he even tried to stool, it's blood that comes out. Do you understand? So this was really, really pressing me down from the content thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know what kept on pushing me.
You.
So imagine I'll be in VI and I can't use Uber. I don't even have money for Uber. So I would go from the island because now we didn't know where the issue was coming from, if it's from our compound or from this or from that. I now suggested that, let's move my dad to my auntie's house in VI. So my auntie stays in a Nitel building in VI. If you know about Nitel building, like one of the old constructions of the Nigerian engineers, it was very strong. It's very strong, rather. It's still there.
Okay.
So, and the building is loaded with thousands of people because they don't pay rent there.
Oh.
It's loaded with thousands and thousands of people. So many people are in the compound. So my aunt lived there. So that was why I told my dad to stay. It was not possible for just my dad to stay. I wouldn't want to give my aunt that stress.
She has of taking care of him.
I volunteered that, okay, I'll stay with my dad. So this was the period of 2018, ending 2018, 2019. I was just shuffling back and forth. The same process I told you I was doing. I'll come back to Ijesha, shoot with my brother, shoot like 4-5 videos, go back, come back. So one day I got a call from a live video. Tunde Not was live that day.
So Tunde, you came on Tunde Not's live?
Yeah. So I came on Tunde's live, Tunde Not live video, and then that was where he told me that he really, really loved my videos and stuff like that, my content, what I do with my younger brother that is so funny, that I should keep doing it, that if I have any content I've done and I posted, that I should share it to his DM. I should always share it to his DM. Sorry. And when I do that, he reposts. If I post a video, he reposts. So I started gaining followers from there. I was on like 50, 60 something K followers. I was growing. I started getting jobs. I got my first 50,000 naira job. I was getting job of 30, 10, 50, 20, 25. That range from 50. Yeah. So afterwards, I was doing like two things. I even had to, because I was in LASU,
Mm-hmm.
I was in LASU for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to drop out because I could not handle three things.
Yeah.
My dad's
Work,
sickness,
yeah,
work,
school.
and
Yeah.
school.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to just drop school. I was like, I can actually school anytime. And school is never something I wanted to do at that point in time.
Yeah.
But I just had to, because my dad wanted me to
Go to
go
school.
to school because I was brilliant, very, very.
Mhm.
So when I got to a certain point, my dad was now in Navy hospital in
yeah.
VI. Navy hospital could not treat him because it was more than,
So it's from 2018,
yeah, that September period. He was in Navy hospital
Navy.
for like 2 months.
and then they say no, that you're no longer
They were
interested.
trying their best, but
Mhm.
nothing was happening. So it was now when they just said we should take him to another hospital.
So do you think that with your dad's sickness, it was a case of they not having the basic amenities, or your dad was not just responding to whatever they were doing?
I really can't tell. So the crazy thing is that I really can't tell about my dad's sickness. My dad's sickness is just a mystery. I feel like he's not natural. I feel like he's more than just
medical.
I feel like it's more than a medical something, because there was even, when someone is really sick, you'll be desperate to do anything. So at that point, there was a man in our compound that was a tribalistic man.
Yeah.
I was a herbalist. Yeah, herbalist. Not like a herbalist. Yeah, but yeah, he's a traditional worshipper.
Oh, okay.
So it was like he would take us to Ogun State, and they would just use an egg to rub all over my dad's body, and all the sickness will enter that egg. And once they break it, they break the egg,
the thing goes away.
that thing is going to let us know who is actually doing this to my dad, and my dad has the power to send back
to
the sickness to the person. I was scared. I'm like, I don't think this is something I can do. Like, I don't think it's something I can do. I don't think it's something I can do. I never lost faith in God. I just felt like it's something that God can still do, or something like that. So that time I was just hope. I was just putting like so much hope, So that period afterwards, when my dad went to a new hospital in March in 2019, that was when he now finally stood. So he stood and he got himself a bit, and they started treating him. They said he'll be fine. They started treating him small. The thing charged up again as if nothing even happened. Then that was when they finally referred my dad to Lutz. So my dad was now in Lutz. So my dad still went to Lutz in that March, because my dad was in that hospital that he stood for like 2 weeks. That hospital was in Coca. So when my dad went to Lutz, so the condition in which my dad went to Lutz was critical, because sometimes my dad would stay and there would not be blood in his body. So he will lose blood because there will not be blood.
He was constantly vomiting and stooling blood.
So he lost blood. His blood percentage was very low. So he even got to a point where I had to even donate blood for him.
Your dad.
People came to donate. They say he needed 4 pints of blood. They donated blood for him. They gave him the blood and stuff like that.